All right, let's go, let's go, let's go. Well, first off, good evening, everybody. I know y'all are eating, but y'all can still talk to me a little bit. So glad to see y'all. So glad to be here with you guys. Truly excited for this opportunity. So first, I just want to say, thanks to Coach Rush for this amazing opportunity, and then thank you guys for what you do. Let me go back. I'm gonna say that again. Thank you guys for what you do. Right? And I can say that because I've been in your shoes and I know, right? And so my goal is to just pour into you this evening. Hopefully I give you some good stuff that you can take and use to help you be the best version of yourself. And you need to know that this is serious for me. So my goal is to bring y'all my A game. I ain't messing around. Right? So hope we have a good time, but I'm going to speak on this evening the qualities of a great coach. And so that's my social media. If any of y'all feel free to take pictures or quotes or anything like that. If you want to do any of that stuff, feel free to do that throughout the presentation. You're welcome to do that. Good. Okay. All right. So here's my norms. Being an educator, I'm gonna share my story here in a little bit. Being an educator, I told y'all I'm bringing y'all my A game, but I got some norms and expectations of y'all too. So the first, I call it the 3 B's. The first B is just be in the moment. And what I mean by that is don't worry about what's going on later. Don't worry about what happened earlier. I ask that y'all just be in the moment with me, lock in, and let's have a good time. If y'all good with that, can I get some head nods? See those? Good. Good deal. The second B is be interactive. Yes, I came to give you some stuff, but I like learning. So I may ask y'all some questions so we can, chat and talk so we can all learn and grow together. All right, if y'all good with that, let me get thumbs up. Let me see those. Good deal. All right. And then the last B of the 3 B's, this is the most important B, and it's B in application mode. And what I mean by that is, I'm intentional about what I'm going to give you this evening, right? My goal is for you to take at least one thing from what I give you this evening and actually apply it and use it in your life, right? And so your time's valuable, my time's valuable. I ain't going to waste your time. I ain't gonna waste my time, right? So I ask that you would take at least one thing from what I give you. Hope I give you more than one thing, right? But I hope you take at least one thing from what I give you and actually use it and apply it in what you do. So if you're good with that, tell me we're ready, Coach.
We're ready, Coach.
Well, let's go. All right. So just a little bit about me. I'm going to take a little time to share my story with you. Man, who is this excited guy Coach Rush got up here in front of us? I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you who he is, right? But a little bit about me. I always catch myself smiling when I say this. I'll tell you why. I am Coach Chip Baker. I'm a 4th generation educator, teacher, and former coach. And I always catch myself smiling when I say that because I'm fortunate for that. I feel grateful for that. I come from a family of church folk and educators. Let me give them that again one more time, Coach. I come from a family of church folk and educators. You don't put the S on this for real, right? Church folk, right? And so, I say that because my mother and grandmother, they were ministers of music, right? So growing up, if the church was open, we had to be there. Even if it wasn't open, we had to be there, right? But I say that, and I'm proud of that because being an educator, service. Being involved in church, service, right? And so I was taught at a young age that it's important to give service and understand. I'm going to say it like my mama used to say it to me. Boy, it ain't about you, right? She used to say, it's bigger than you. It's about what you can do to be a blessing and help others. It's about service. And what you do on a day-to-day basis as coaches, it's about service, right? And so I'm in my 26th year of education. I coached for 20 years. Let me go back to you. I'm from Hearne, Texas. Grew up in Hearne. Played 4 sports for 4 years in high school. Played college football at West Texas A&M University. When I got out of college, I went to Conroe Independent School District. Started in the junior high there. Worked 3 years in junior high. moved up to high school, went to Oak Ridge High School in '02. We went to the state semifinals. I thought that's how it was always supposed to be. And it was all downhill from there. No. It was, we made it to the Final Four in the state. Like, man, let's go. You know, first high school job. Tight end I had, he was in the top 50 in the state. You know, played at Texas Tech, played in the All-Star game. So I'm like, man, this is crazy. Like, this is what it's always fun. No, it's not, guys. It's not like that all the time. But I was fortunate to be in a situation to have that. Then that year went to Conroe High School, where I was the offensive line coach, head powerlifting coach, special teams coordinator, and my teaching field is special education. So I've done pretty much everything under the SPED umbrella. Hey, did I tell y'all no? Like when we started, I told y'all I know, right? Yeah. So was at Conroe High School for 12 years. Then I had an opportunity to go back to my hometown, be the athletic director, head football coach in Hearn for 2 years. Almost killed me. Man. And then had an opportunity to go back to Conroe Independent School District, where I had the privilege of working with Coach Rush. Worked there with him at Oak Ridge. I was at Oak Ridge for 8 years. And now I'm currently in New Waverly ISD. So I want to take a little time to share that journey with you so you understand like what I give you today, what I'm telling you about. Like I ain't like Google that. This is what I've lived and what I learned from experience, right? And so about 8 years ago, I started my YouTube channel and podcast. It's called Chip Baker, The Success Chronicles. And what I do is I just interview people from all walks of life and share their stories for positive inspiration and motivation. And that's truly been a great journey. Truly have grown above and beyond anything I ever thought it would be. About 6 years ago, started writing books. And like a real book, like where I'm from. Like I didn't grow up around people that wrote books, y'all. It's like a real, but like you look in the thing, it's an ISBN number, like a real book, right? So started writing books, and to the day I've written, like Coach was saying, I've written 22 books. I just put out my 22nd book about a couple of weeks ago, and man, I always pause when I say that because. Like it's just like it's surprising to me too, right? And so I'm truly grateful for it, and I speak. So that's a little bit about my background. I wanted to make sure that I take a little time to share about who I am, some of my experiences, so you can understand. Like when I say some of these things I'm gonna say to you, like no, I really know. Like I've been there, right? So some pictures of some things of my journey of what I've done, but. What I want to say with all of that is there were people in my life, coaches, there were people in my life, great teachers, right? There were people in my life, community members, people in the church that poured into me that made me who I am today, right? And so, like, none of that stuff is just me, right? I'm a product of a whole lot of people loving me. And that's what y'all do now. Like, right? Y'all in position to love kids and pour into them and encourage them and empower them and show them that they can do great things. Like they can do all of that stuff and more if they got people in their life that believe in them to tell them that. And that's what you do, right? So this is my most recent book, and I'm pretty excited about this one. I'll share a little bit. But got an opportunity to partner with Coach Ramon Chin Young Sr., and he's the assistant offensive line coach for the Dallas Cowboys. Crazy. And so we partnered and wrote this book, Destiny to Dallas, and really it's a coach's journey, right? So we just, like both of us feel that like we're at our pinnacle in our career, and so we just tracked our journey. We talked about things that we've learned from the classroom, lessons from the journey, our individual growth, our relationships that we've been blessed to have, and then our family, right? Being grateful for the family support to help us get there. But that's the newest book, and we dropped it, like I said, like 2 weeks ago, and it hit #1 bestseller in the professional development category in Amazon. So, man, truly grateful for that. But I wanted to share that with y'all because that's a great resource. Our intention was that for that to be for coaches, right? So I wanted to share that with you guys. I'm a big reflective guy, and when I knew I'd have the opportunity to be here with you all, I reflected on some things, and these are the things that I reflected on. I think the first thing is, like I said to you before, there's been great people in my life that have set me up to be who I am now. Right? Man, I'm truly grateful for that. I think the second thing I reflected on is, like, man, so I've been to some funerals, right? Let me just put it in perspective for you. And some of the funerals I was just there supporting family, and there's been some of them where I was in the front row. Being in the front row of the funeral is different. You understand what I'm saying? And what that showed me was, man, like some of those people that I depended on that poured into me, like they're gone. Like, but now I'm that to people what they were to me, right? And that's what you do too. You're that to people, like those. You're there to pour into the people that's around you now, right? So that was one thing that I reflected on. Then I reflected on our ACEs, and this came about with mental health stuff a few years back. Counselors, our ACEs, our adverse childhood experiences. Y'all heard that before? ACEs, okay? And so I believe that our ACE can be someone's saving grace. Come on, I'm gonna give you that one again. I believe that our ACE can be someone's saving grace. And what I mean by that is the things that were adverse to us, like to me, grew up with a single parent, right? Had some challenges growing up. Right now, I know what that feels like. I know what that looks like on a student when they're hungry, right? They don't care about math. Like my stomach hurt, like right? Like so, I know what that feels like. And so we have to understand that our ACE can be someone's saving grace, right? That was what I reflected on. And then the last thing I reflected on is just reminding you that your influence, it impacts in a major way. Sometimes we don't realize it, man, just by showing up, having a smile on our face, having a good attitude, being concerned, shaking their hand, giving a high five, asking if they're all right. Man, that influence makes a huge difference, y'all. It's important that we understand that and let that be our purpose and drive us to do what we do each moment of each day. So in reflecting on that, it brought me to this. I want to share with you this evening the top 10 qualities of a great assistant coach. The top 10 qualities of a great assistant coach. And did everybody get the handout that was on the table out there? If you didn't get one, if you don't mind, you can grab one. They're right there on that table out there. Yeah, just bring that pile in here for us, please. Make sure we all get you one. Appreciate you getting the pics, bro. I got you. Yep. He got mad. Appreciate it, Coach. I got you. Seymour's. You got me with that one. Yes, sir. All right, everybody. Did everybody get one? Everybody's good? All right, good deal. Thank you, Coach. So, top 10 qualities of a great assistant coach. And so, like I went through preparing for the presentation, and then I looked back at it. I was just reading through the things, and if you cover a great assistant coach, like you can put anything there. Top 10 qualities of a great husband. Top 10 qualities of a great mother. Top 10 qualities of a great teacher. Whatever, brother, whatever it is, I think you can replace any word with those words if you're striving to be great. That makes sense? Like if you're striving to be great at whatever you're doing, you can replace that with assistant coach, right? So the first trait is be loyal. And what I mean by that is not a yes man, but a loyal man or lady, woman, right? And what I mean by that is, on the outside, y'all know this, on the outside as coaches, there's already enough people on the outside that's against us, right? We don't need to be fighting amongst us, right? And so what we have to make sure we do is be loyal to one another, and inside, we handle our business inside and take care of our business inside as a family, right? But when we go out of that door to the field, to the court, or wherever we go, we're going together to kick some butt together because we're loyal to one another. That makes sense? So that's the first trait, is be loyal. The second trait is have a growth mindset. And so what we have to understand is like this is an opportunity that we have, right? We have to make sure we don't take it for granted, because it's an amazing opportunity. We have to know that, like, in all situations, we have to find the blessings in the lessons, right? Let me give you that one again. In all situations, we have to make sure that we find the blessings in the lessons and make sure that we strive to live and learn. Because with a growth mindset, you're going to learn something every day. And for some people, you're going to learn about 10 or 20 things every day, right? Because I'm striving to be great. So that's the second quality. The third quality is have daily reflection time. And this is huge. Like out of probably the 10, this is probably my top 1 or 2, right? It's important to reflect on, okay, throughout my day, what did I do good on today? Oh man, that's awesome. Oh man, throughout my day, what do I need to be better on tomorrow, right? Chip, you blew that, right? Okay, so what do I need to do to make it better tomorrow, right? And then make me a checklist to be on point for tomorrow, and then hit the ground running tomorrow from my daily reflection time. And I think that that's the way that we have that incremental growth. Does that make sense? Right? Because I'm going to just tell you, like, it's unacceptable for me to be the same person that I am today as I was yesterday. That's unacceptable. Right? You don't expect that from your players. Don't expect that I want to be better tomorrow. Right? And I just keep stacking my days, and I'll continue to have that growth. Right? So have daily reflection time. The fourth thing is be present. Be in the moment. Be where your feet are planted. Right? And so I think that goes along with learning the lessons that you're supposed to learn. If you are where your feet are planted and you're in the moment with everything that you're doing, man, you will learn the valuable lessons that you're supposed to learn. Right? Great things will come looking for you down the road because you're in the moment and you're doing what you're supposed to do right now in those moments. Because I believe, this is good right here, you want to write this one down. Because I believe that magic moments make magic memories. Let me give you that one again. I believe that magic moments make magic memories. And in order to get to those magic memories, we have to be present in those magic moments. All right? So that's the fourth quality. The fifth quality is be a servant leader. And you have to make sure that you go above and beyond to give service. I'm going to say that one again. You have to go above and beyond to give service. Like I said earlier, like my mom said, boy, it ain't about you. Like, you know, when she say boy, it's for real. She know my name. She gave me my name. But when she say boy, boy, it ain't about you. Yes, ma'am. It ain't about me. You're right. Yes, ma'am. But I want to share this story with you about being a servant leader and going above and beyond. So I was coaching at Conroe High School. We do summer football camps. I had an athlete that came. Kid was probably fifth grade at our camp. And he had a hard name to say, right? Everybody messed his name up. But I took initiative to say, hey, man, how you say your name? And I'm looking at his mouth, right? And I'm repeating it. Like, say it again for me. And I'm looking at his mouth and I'm repeating it, right? I like, hey, I'll have that down tomorrow. The next day when I saw him, I'll tell you, Faridafar is his name. Faridafar, what's up? I was the first kid. Yeah, that is hard, right? Yeah, she's like, yeah, that is hard name, right? And so fast forward, that kid ended up coming to our camp every year. Played junior high in our school that fed to our system, so I, would always see him. He'd always see me. Fast forward, He went to the high school where I coached, Conroe High School. Ended up being a power lifter for me. Probably one of my best power lifters that I had. Great football player for us. Fast forward, when he graduated, he came to school here at Blinn, right? And at that time, I was coaching in Hearn, so I was able to get him on to help. See, he's great football mind, so he could help out. So fast forward from that, we both moved back to that area. He started working at Papacito's over there in the Woodlands area, became a manager like quick because of his initiative and drive, being a great guy. Fast forward, my son is in high school. He hired my son to work for him at Papacito's. My son works at Papacito's now, and he's the manager. My son got that opportunity because of what I did from winning that kid from learning his name when he was in the 5th grade. You got to go above and beyond to give service. Did I know that all that stuff was going to happen? No. But what I did know is I cared about that kid, and I saw everybody else messing his name up. And I know your name is important. Your family name is important. Your lineage is important. And so I made a point to make sure that kid know, I see you, man. Your name is important to me. And I won that kid because of that. And so we have to go above and beyond to be a servant leader and give service. The 6th trait is communicate effectively. And if you look at the word communicate, in the middle of the word, it has a you and I. Yeah. Communication requires you and I, right? And so we have to make sure that we communicate effectively. Communicate with your staff effectively. Make sure you guys are talking and making sure y'all on the same page. Don't do anything without a plan, right? Make sure you have a plan for everything that you're doing. We don't wing anything. Like, we got a plan for it, right? Because what happens is there's going to be some things that come up that you don't have a plan for, right? But if you have planned already, then you can take care of that other stuff and it'll be nothing to you, right? Communicate with your staff. Communicate with your athletes. Make sure they know the times, the expectations, when they're supposed, all those things they're supposed, make sure, give them heads up down the road on certain things. Labor Day practice. We have, all of those things, like, be heads up and communicate. And this one is big, spouse and family. And this is probably my top 2 or 3, right? And I'm going to just tell y'all, I've been a teacher and coach for a long time. And I'm going to tell y'all, the coaches that I've been around that have been highly successful, super highly successful, they were great communicators with their spouse and their family because you can't do it all yourself. Right? Like me I can't do it all myself. Right? There's a whole lot of times, especially during the season, I'm not at home. Right? I cannot do it all myself. And so it's important to make sure that you communicate with your spouse. This is old school. I'm going to go old school with you. Like, when I would get the schedule coach would be on the fridge with the magnet. Right? That's the schedule. Right? Our practice, when we practice the time, right here, it's on the fridge with a magnet. Right? And then even better, and this is a gym right here. Like, my wife and I, we've been married 26 years. Right? And this has been a gym that has really helped us. So y'all, please, I asked y'all to take one thing, please take this. Right? So, and I didn't realize how effective this was until I saw that, like, man, this really has been helping us. Sunday evening at dinner, we sit down, we look at our schedules and our calendars. Okay, what you got this week? Right? I have this, got to pick up so-and-so, a kid here, like, and we just discuss our week. Right? And so now, if we got to put it in the calendar, if we got to make a note and do all of those things, like, we've planned and done all of that for the week. So now when it's go time, right? Now, of course, she might have had to remind me some during the week. Right? But at the beginning of the week, that shows my wife that it's important that she knows what's going on. Right? It's important to know because it's a blessing for me to turn and see my family and all of that stuff too. Right? So it's important to make sure that you communicate with those people that love you and show appreciation for their sacrifices, because it's not only you that have to make sacrifices with those long hours. Them people miss y'all. Right? Communicate with them so they know what's going on, right? All right, so that's communicate effectively. Be the glue is the seventh one. And so what that means to me is just find ways to hold it together, right? I think the big man blessed me with some sense. Boy, act like you got some sense, was what mama used to say, right? I think the big man blessed me with a little sense, right? And I'm not a big, like, talk guy, but I am a big just observe guy, right? And like, I don't mind stepping in and say, hey, this is this. Like, let's fix, I'm here to help with this, right? So be the glue, right? So find ways in every situation to help out. Like, if you see a deficit, don't say, well, hey, we need this. No, bro, what's wrong with your legs? You can't pick it up? Like, we got, it's gravy in the hallway. I got a towel in my pocket. I'll go get it. I ain't got to call nobody, right? Like, be the glue, hold it together, and make things work. And what happens is, when you do that, people see that, right? And they'll give you opportunities from that down the road, okay? So that's number 7. Number 8, be a sponge. And what I mean by that is, oh my gosh, learn as much as you can, right? In every situation, like, learn as much as you can about the game. You know, watch the game, ask questions to other coaches about the game, right? Any opportunity you can, go see higher levels of the game, right? Get around people and pick their brains about the game, right? Learn about operations, because that's the next thing, right? It's one thing to know X's and O's and all the other stuff, but what about the operations? What about the transportation? What about all those different things that piece it together? Learn that. Learn how to build quality relationships. And that's important. I'll just tell you, like, all of the opportunities I've had have come from quality relationships, right? I worked with a head coach that said before, like, man, I'm at an age where I'm not going to hire anybody that I don't know, or that I know somebody that know them, right? And so it's all about quality relationships, right? So make sure that we're doing that. So be a sponge. Number 9, do the little things the right way. Do the little things the right way. And this is one of my favorite sayings that I always say. I believe that opportunities bring opportunities. I got another story to share with y'all. So growing up, mom was a real strict disciplinarian, right? My mama didn't play. I tell you, boys, yeah, I told y'all that, right? But I just strived. I saw single parent mom doing her best to take care of her kids, so I wasn't going to do things to get in trouble. I wanted to, not cause stress, help out in any way that I can. And so I was made to, hey, boy, you're going to do right. You're going to work hard. You're going to treat people right. You're going to put yourself around good people, right? You're going to take care of your business. You're going to do that, boy, right? And so I strive to do that in my life. But what I didn't know is that there were people around me that saw that, right? And so I had my little league baseball coach. He was also my elementary school principal, Mr. Norris McDaniel. I'll tell you his name. I think his son was a transportation guy here for a while, right? Mr. Norris McDaniel. Man, I love that guy. I wanted to grow up to be just like him. He used to wear the penny loafers with the real penny in it. Like, man, I had to give me some of those, coach, with the blazer. Man, I wanted to grow up to be just like him. The way he treated us, smiled at us, cared about us. I wanted to grow up to be just like him. And so fast forward, I'm graduating from college, West Texas A&M University. I apply at Peak Junior High for a teaching job. And what I didn't know is that principal at that school knew Mr. McDaniel. That's where it get good right here, right? So that principal calls Mr. McDaniel and says, hey, I got this guy, Chip Baker, applying for a job here. He says he's from your hometown. You know that guy? He said, oh, man, he's a great guy. He's going to work hard. He's going to do things the right way. He's going to treat people right. He's going to put himself around great people. He'd be an asset to your team. You should give him an opportunity. And that principal gave me my very first teaching and coaching job off of the person that I was as a kid. Hold on, y'all, I don't think y'all heard that. Wait a minute. I got my very first teaching and coaching job off of the person that I was as a kid, right? And what that means is every moment that we get of each day, it's important for us to just do the little things the right way, because down the road, opportunities will bring you opportunities. I promise you that. You don't have to go looking for them. They'll come for you because you're doing things the right way. Right? Does that make sense, what I'm saying to you? All right, so the last one, value your time. Like they print money, they don't remake time. I'll give you that one again. Like they make more money. But the time, this moment of this day, once it's over, we can't go back, y'all. We won't get it back again ever. Right? So it's important to make sure that you value your time and understand that, like, man, all of the moments that you have are important. Don't waste those precious moments. Value that time. Use that time to get better. Right? So that's the top 10 qualities of a great assistant coach. Is that good for everybody? Are good with that? All right. So the last thing I want to share with you guys is this. So now that I gave you those qualities, and I hope that you can apply those. So how do I take the proper actions to do that, Coach? Well, I'm going to tell you that. Right? This is what I call the SHG principle. And like, I'm not here giving you fluff. Like, I'm not just saying, hey guys, try this out. Like this is what I do in my life. Like every day, I'm intentional. I do this in my life every day. I've been doing that for a long time in my life. And the S of the SHG principle is show up. And what I mean by show up is, if you're supposed to be somewhere at a certain place, be there early and not on time, because on time is late. Right? Show up. And when you're there, be in the moment. Be present in the moments so that you learn the things that you're supposed to learn in those moments. So that's the show up. The H is have a great attitude. And I believe this. I believe that gratitude is the attitude that determines your altitude. Ooh, let me give you that again. I believe that gratitude is the attitude that determines our altitude. And what I mean by that is we have to be grateful for what we have. We have to be grateful for the opportunities that we have. And we have to make sure that when we're grateful, what that does is that allows us to just learn to work with what we got. And when you can learn to work with what you got, then you're going to soar to high heights, and great things will continue to stack and happen for you. So have a great attitude. The G is give your all. And, you know, the goal is for us to give 100% in everything we do. But realistically, like, none of us are perfect, right? I believe we're doing the best we can with what we have. So some days we might just have 90% in the tank. But if I give that 90% today, do I get better? Come on, y'all, talk to me. Yeah. If I just have 70% in the tank for that day and I give that, do I still get better? Yeah. Right? So visualize this with me. Like, great athletes, successful people, they visualize themselves doing great things, and then they go out and do those things. And it's nothing to them because they visualize it in their mind so many times. So, hey, give me the rock. I want to hit that shot. Right? Call the play to me. I want to go score. Right? So visualize this with me. So if I show up, have a great attitude, and give my all today, is that a pretty good day for me? Yeah. All right. Then I reflect. I hit the ground running tomorrow. Boom. Show up, have a great attitude, give my all tomorrow. Is that a pretty good day for me tomorrow? Right? Y'all rock with me on this. So I do that for a week. Is that a pretty good week? Yeah. Then I do that for a month. Is that a pretty good month? Yep. Come on. You see where I'm going. And I do that for a year. Pretty good year. Right? And continue to do that for years until I get to go visit the big man. Right? And what it will allow me to do is not just have left a legacy. It will allow me to live a legacy by my day-to-day actions, just by showing up, having a great attitude, and giving everything I got each moment of each day. So that's the SHG principle. In closing, I just want to remind you that, man, your influence makes a huge impact, right? What you do is important. You are important. You are valuable. They need y'all. I'm telling you, the kids, the community, the buildings, they need great coaches to step up and do what they're supposed to do. They need y'all, right? It's important to be intentional when working on the qualities to be a great coach. I gave you 10 of those. Be intentional about that, right? And then the last thing I share with you was the SHG principle. Show up, have a great attitude, and give your all. So again, I just want to say thanks, Coach, for the opportunity. Thank you guys so much for your attention, and again for what you do. And I wish you the best of luck in the rest of your year.
Go get it.